the right path is to keep America Christ-like America. God is trying to help America, and the man for the mission is Trump. So we need to follow Trump.
But we have a separation of church and state in this country.
There is separation, but not in the Constitution. The Constitution was based on our Heavenly Father.
I don't think they use those words, though, right?
Not those words, but the men that did the job of writing the Constitution, they were very faithful men.
Yeah, none of that is true. It's not even close to true. It's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I mean, the Constitution says the exact opposite. It says we shall not establish a religion. I constantly feel like I'm talking to two different sets of people on two completely different planets. We might have millions of people watching this show, but you can be the difference maker, because we just need 1% of our audience to be paid members, and then this show can be around forever. So you can make that difference. Click join now. Neither one is on this planet. One's like, oh my God, 33% means we got this thing locked up. It's not even close to 50. It's not within miles of 50. And they're like, oh, are you saying he might be down to a 48% chance of winning? No, you're not hearing the words coming out of my mouth. He's down to like an 8% chance of winning or 2% chance of winning. He's got almost no chance. Trump's already president, you just don't know it, okay? Meanwhile, you go over to MAGA land, sometimes you'll see like rays of hope. They're like, oh, we're against corruption, we're against the bad guy, we're against the uniparty. Okay, oh good, I like that, okay? Corporate Republicans, corporate Democrats, we've been saying it for 20 years on this show, right? And then they'll go, well, we are against uniparty because God is who wrote the Constitution. You're like, oh, Jesus Christ. And he said to establish my particular sect of Christianity and to abuse the rest of you, especially if you're Jews or Muslims. What? What are you talking about? The founding fathers weren't even Christians. Half of them were deists, half of them, Jefferson ripped up most of it. He literally ripped the Bible up. And he's the guy who wrote the original, not only Declaration of Independence, but the original Virginia Constitution that Madison modeled the US Constitution after. Madison wasn't really a Christian. Benjamin Franklin definitely wasn't a Christian. They said over and over again, this is in no way a Christian nation. So MAGA's like, so you're saying Jesus should be president? No, I'm not. No, you're not understanding words. So I constantly feel like I'm talking to madmen on both sides.
It's an easy transition when you've gotten your support and you've made your base support a guy for being just that guy and nothing else. He can say, I'm gonna do one thing, and MAGA will go, you're right, praise Trump. And he'll say, you know what, I changed my mind, I want something else. They'll be like, you're right. Praise Trump. It doesn't matter what his position is. It doesn't matter what his policy is. It doesn't matter what he says and how radical it gets. It's praise Trump. So it's based strictly off of him. He could say, you know what? Forget Christian nationalism. Muslim dictates everything that we do in this country. They'll be like, you know what? I never thought about that, Donald. It doesn't matter. It absolutely doesn't matter. We saw it when we talked about this border policy that we were just talking about with Langford, who wrote that up and went on CNN to, I'm not sure if he went on MSNBC, but CNN to Fox News and all of them to make sure that he pitched that exactly for what it was and what he wrote in it. But no, James Langford, I'm not sure if they called him a rhino, but they definitely treated him like one because Donald Trump said so. It's not in policy. So when you have the Biden camp trying to fight some kind of policy procedures, which they kind of go back and forth on all the time, versus someone who literally says, I don't give a damn about policy. It may change from one speech to the next. The people come in confused. They're not voting on anything that Donald Trump said he's going to do because he didn't do many of the things that he won on the first time. It's because it's him. And Biden can't pull it off because generally, I mean, maybe this is some bias coming across. Generally, I think Democratic voters don't want a God figure that they're gonna follow no matter what it is. There'll be principles, they'll say, that line I'm not gonna cross with you. And you know what one of those lines was a genocide going down in Gaza right now. Let's keep that real too.